Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be going over the crazy change that Fortnite just made that totally overhauled the way sensitivity and settings works for controller players. Now, I want to quickly say one thing at the beginning of this video. I know a lot of you guys may want to hear my thoughts on the announced changes to aim assist as well, but since they aren't in the game yet at the time I'm making this video, I don't really feel comfortable giving my full thoughts on them. So when the update comes out and the change is actually live, I'll have a video up within a day or two talking about it with actual in-game evidence to back it up. But getting back to the main topic here, this is definitely the biggest change to sensitivity in the history of Fortnite, and I'll be honest, the blog they released is definitely a bit complicated. So I'll be doing my best to break it down for you guys and hopefully help you understand what's changed and what it all actually means. So at around noon Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, the official Fortnite Twitter tweeted a link to a blog post by saying, "Our upcoming V10.40 update improves aim assist and sensitivity settings for controller, and you can read the full details about it here." And then when you go to the blog post, the first section is titled New Controller Sensitivity. The short little blurb under it says, "Controller sensitivity has received a rework and a new options screen has been added. There are now 10 sensitivity presets to choose from, or you can navigate to the advanced settings screen for much deeper customization tools. Find a full list of these options below." The first section under that explanation is titled Basic Sensitivity, and they also include a picture of what this is going to look like in-game once it's released. Now, a lot of what you see in this section is similar to the old sensitivity system, but there's also a few differences as well. First, you have look sensitivity, which is basically just X and Y sensitivity, and you also have ADS sensitivity, which is basically just targeting sensitivity. However, with the way the graphic looks, it appears that you'll only be able to select whole number values for these two sensitivity options. There's 10 rectangular marks, which I'm pretty confident means you can choose any whole number value from 1 to 10. Then, along with those two values, you have the building sensitivity multiplier and the editing sensitivity multiplier, and there's an interesting little difference here to what those values were previously. In the past, the building and editing sensitivity values were simply just numbers, like 0.5, 1.2, 2.0, whatever. But now, it's clearly stated that this is a multiplier in the name, and if you look at the number value in the image, it has an X after it, which obviously symbolizes multiplication. I made a video about a week ago that proved that a 2.0 building sensitivity, for example, didn't actually make your building sensitivity 2 times faster. So it appears that they intend to fix that with this update, and they even say in the blog, for example, a build multiplier of 3.0 means you'll now turn 3 times as fast when in build mode. On top of that change, the maximum value for the building and editing mode multiplier has been increased. In the past, it went from 0 to 2, but now it's going to be from 0 to 5. So in theory, if this works like they say it's going to, you could realistically build or edit on up to 50 sensitivity if you use a 10 look sensitivity and then a 5 building/editing sensitivity multiplier. Now, we move on to the section titled Advanced Look Sensitivity, and these are the options which you can choose to tamper with if you set the sensitivity setting Use Advanced Options to on, and this is also where things get a bit confusing. The first two here are Look Horizontal Speed and Look Vertical Speed. And according to the blog, these settings determine how quickly your view moves either left, right, up, or down. I believe that this is simply a way to further modify your look sensitivity. For example, if you're a player that's used to playing on something like 7x and 6y sensitivity, you would put your look sensitivity to 7 and then lower your look vertical speed below the default value. And what that would do is make it so that whenever you look up or down, it's more like 6 sensitivity than 7 sensitivity. The next two are turning horizontal boost and turning vertical boost. And here's the explanation of this in Epic's own words. An additional left/right or up/down rotation speed applied when the controller's look stick is fully deflected. Using boost allows for quicker turns while still maintaining look precision. Set this to 0% to disable horizontal or vertical boost. Now here's how I believe this setting is basically going to work. Let's say you use 7 look sensitivity, and that means that the majority of time you're moving your right thumbstick in any direction, it's gonna move at the speed of roughly 7 sensitivity. But if you use a value for horizontal or vertical boost, once you hold that thumbstick all the way in any direction, your sensitivity will increase to a value higher than 7, and it'll probably stay like that until the thumbstick returns to a more normal position. And I think this theory is further confirmed by the next setting, which is turning boost ramp time, which determines, quote, the time it takes to reach the boost speed when the controller's look stick is fully pushed in one direction. A setting of 0.0 seconds will cause the boost to kick in instantly. So let's say you use a value like 0.2 seconds, for example. That means the sensitivity boost will occur 0.2 seconds after your right thumbstick has been pushed all the way in any one direction. Then, the next section of sensitivities is titled Advanced Aim Down Sight Sensitivity. But as you can see with the image on the screen right now, these are exactly the same sensitivity values that we just discussed, except this time it obviously applies to ADS sensitivity instead of look sensitivity. So I think that's fairly self-explanatory, and we don't need to repeat everything for a second time. The final section of new sensitivities is simply titled Advanced. And I believe that the first two options here both deal with aim acceleration, which we've talked about multiple times in the past. The first one here is called look dampening time, and here's Epic's explanation of what that means. The time it takes to reach the expected look rotation speed after applying initial input to the controller's look stick. This allows for small view adjustments by tapping the stick, and if you set it to 0.0 seconds, it disables the dampening. So that right there sounds a lot like typical aim acceleration to me. The higher the look dampening time you use, the longer it's going to take for you to reach your actual sensitivity once you start moving your right thumbstick. So in theory, if you use 6 look sensitivity and you set look dampening time to 0.0, the millisecond you move your right thumbstick at all, you'll immediately be on 6 sensitivity. But if you use a value like 0.5, for example, you'll start off at a lower sensitivity when you initially move your stick, but then eventually you'll be at 6 sensitivity. Next up, we have look input curve, which says, defines how input from the controller's look stick is processed. Linear uses the raw stick input, while exponential causes smaller stick movement to have less of an effect, allowing for more precision. I'll be honest, I'm really not sure what the difference is between that and the last setting. It sounds like if you use linear, your sensitivity will be the same speed the entire time. But if you use exponential, small movements of the stick will move your crosshair very slowly, while large movements of the stick will move it much faster. But that's a setting I really want to get my hands on and try because it does sound like it could be super important. And finally, we have the setting Aim Assist Strength, which simply determines, as the name suggests, how strong your aim assist is gonna be. I can say with pretty much 100% certainty that you're going to want to keep this at max value and really never move it down. You'll also see on your screen an option called Use Legacy Look Controls, and what that does is it allows you to go back to the old way of setting your sensitivity values. Maybe that'll interest some people, but I think with the amount of customization options they've given us for sensitivity now, you should really try to take advantage of them if you play on a controller. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to let me know with a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about all these new sensitivity options for controller Fortnite players. Are you happy that we have so much more customization options available now, or do you maybe think it's making everything a bit too complicated? Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.